Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. We're on Asuna's Twitter today. Of course is a Dokkan data miner slash leaker, if you will. I think he's more so of a data miner, so I will be leaving his link in the description down below. But there was a JP data download. Now I know I play global, I cover all the global stuff. However, this will more than likely be on global in a couple of weeks because JP got this today on the 19th. They're getting the gammas, I think, tomorrow or just basically within the next few days. I'm not entirely sure specifically what day. And of course, global are getting the gammas near the end of October going into November. So when our global data download happens, when we get the same download for the gammas, we will most likely get these mission updates then. So that's why I'm going to go over it now. And the main thing is there are, of course, all these other missions that are going to be in here like usual with the celebration. But the main ones we are going to be covering is these ones right here, which is the Cell Max event, the hardest event in the game, which only a handful of units can really compete against, are getting missions. Now, once again, JP are getting these now because they're getting the gammas like a week or so before global is. And as I said, we're getting it near the end of October going into November. So when we get the global data download, we should probably more than likely get these then. So they will more than likely be on global. Global could end up not giving us this already, but considering it kind of makes sense because of the gammas and the way Superhero panned out, again, we're probably going to be getting it then when we get our data download. But yeah, the Cell Max event is getting missions, which is kind of crazy. So as you can see here, they're very similar to the Red Zone missions, which the first one is clear the event within 8 turns, which considering how quickly you need to beat it to make sure you don't die, because of course Cell Max is the hardest hitting enemy in the game, shouldn't be, I don't want to say shouldn't be, in terms of the mission, shouldn't be too difficult. In terms of the event, of course, it's the hardest event in the game. It literally kicks the shit out of you. Then the second one is without using a support item, which I'm not gonna lie, I kind of feel sorry for the people who've already no item this because you're going to have to do it again. I mean, it's doable. It's very difficult and you need a lot of RNG. But if you've done it before, you can definitely do it again. But I feel sorry for the people who've already done it and have to try and face this again to do it. But one of them is about using a support item, which of course in this event, you can only use Sensu Beans anyway. The third one is clear the event under special conditions, which is clear the event with 6 special pose category allies on your team. Note, friends do not count. Now this is because, this is course and because, I said because, which is because and course together. Now this is because we're getting the gammas, which they lead special pose, or that's one of their leader skills, and they belong on the special pose category. So that's why that's in there, because they want you to use the new gammas to beat this mission. Now, I know I've seen a lot of people say, well, why are they including missions that are for specific units and stuff? That makes me need to summon for them. Kind of. It does give you an incentive to summon for them to get them on the team because they are very good, especially Gamma 2, along with, you know, how your special pose category is actually looking with the other units you're going to need to be able to beat it. So still needs to be a challenge there. However, the Cell Max event and these missions are here forever. They are here forever. So yes, it gives you an incentive to summon for the gammas. It's a gacha game at the end of the day. They want you to summon. They want you to spend stones. They want you to buy stones to spend to get the new units. It's always been this way. But remember, the Cell Max event will be in the game forever, and the same can be said for the missions. You don't have to do these straight away. So if your special pose category team isn't looking very good and you don't have the necessary units to really compete against Cell Max, or you don't want to summon for the gammas and you might, you know, much rather pull them when they come back, get one of the coins, remember, you don't have to clear these missions as soon as they drop. They are here forever. So there's no fear of missing out. There's no FOMO. You can take as long as you like trying to complete these, which it might probably take a while anyway because of how hard the event is. So don't worry if your special pose category team isn't that good, or you don't want to summon for the gammas and you can't clear this mission day one. It's not made to be cleared day one. You have literally the entire game cycle until the game shuts down for you to do this. So don't worry. Then the final one is another one under special conditions, which is beat the event once with 6 artificial lifeform category allies on your team. Again, friends do not count. So again, the gammas are going to be a big help here, especially Gamma 2. And once again, just like this mission, if your artificial lifeforms category isn't looking that good, or, you know, maybe you know, summoning for the Gammas are going to help you do this, or they're the last few units you need. Remember, you don't have to do the mission as soon as it drops day one. It's going to be in the game and around the Cell Max event, and the event's going to be there forever. And you have all the time in the world, as long as Dokkan is still up and playable, to complete the mission. So if you're not going to summon for them now, or maybe the category isn't where you need it, you know, to actually beat the event, to complete the mission, you can wait and eventually do it when you have the necessities to do so. So don't worry. And then the next thing we have is the special pose category. Now, the reason why I want to go over this is because it's been found that the categories that you need to beat, or the missions that you need to beat with those categories are boosted. They have extra damage boosts against Cell. The units will still take as much damage as any other units, or the damage they'll usually take within the event. The only thing that's boosted is the amount of damage these units will do. Once again, does it give you an incentive to pull these units? Yes, but it's a gacha game. It's always going to be like that. They always want you to summon for the new units and potentially buy stones to also summon for the new units. But once again, you don't have to do this day one as soon as it comes out. You have all the time in the world to do this as long as Dokkan is still running. But I just wanted to let you know that these category units will be boosted to do more damage, and more damage only, not extra defense, nothing like that. Just more damage against Cell Max. And I've seen a lot of people really question the category. Now, if you don't have the majority of the good units you need, then that's fair enough. And once again, just wait until the category is up to scratch to actually take on the Cell Max event where you can do the mission. But the category's looking pretty good. I mean, you have the Gammas. You have, of course, Gamma 1 and 2. Gamma 2 being the slightly more valuable unit, but of course they're very good together. But you have them too. You also have the likes of Jason Berta. You have Rakuman Goldo. You have Ginyu. Like, there are a few good units here, but, you know, it's not the best and biggest category by any means outside of those units, no. And I know, again, some of you may be thinking, well, I don't have those units. Like, for example, I don't have the Rakuman Goldo, who would be amazing to take on this event. You know, and as I said, don't worry about it. The mission and the event are going to be there forever. You have all the time in the world. You don't have to do it day one. But I thought I'd let you know that these categories are indeed boosted to do more damage to beat the Cell Max event. They probably did this because, as I said, they have one of the missions that, you know, you need to beat in 8 turns. And, you know, this probably helps you do that while also being able to complete the other missions as well. I think they kind of recognize that, but, you know, kind of wanted to keep it in theme with the fact that, you know, in Superhero, the Gammas actually fight Cell Max. So yeah, this is one of the boosted categories, and it's actually a pretty good category. I mean, as I said, if you don't have like the top tier units, like both Gammas, Rakuman Goldo, Ginyu, Jason Berta with the type advantage, dodge and support for Space Traveling Warriors, it can be a little bit more difficult, but just wait until you get the necessities to actually do it. It doesn't have to be done day one. So yeah, just a quick one just to update and inform you guys. I said we probably will get these on global when we eventually do get our global data download in like a week and a half, 2 weeks, when we are going to get the Gammas, and we'll probably get the missions along with it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video, guys, and peace!